Right, I'm joined now on the line by the gentleman himself from Magnum, of course, Mr. Bob Catley. Welcome to Firebrand Rock Radio.
Hello, Firebrand. How you doing? All right, Dan. Hello, people. How are we? With the weather going at the moment?
Well, yes, the weather is not good to say the least, but it is. It has not disturbed us too much this evening. Give us a chance to have a chat, obviously, about the new album.
Okay.
Escape from the Shadow Garden, of course, is the title, and unbelievably, your 19th studio album.
Yeah, is it really? Wow, how did we do all them albums? Yeah, we've been going a long time, as people know, but we've a very loyal fan base.
Oh, indeed.
All around Europe and the UK especially. And that's what's kept us going all these years. And, you know, the people enjoying the music, loving the lyrics and the melodies and the songs, and keep coming back to see us year after year. So that's why we're still here, really. And we have a faithful following that keeps this band going. And we're just trying to get across to more and more people every time we tour to keep on the big stage. And there's a lot of competition out there. So we try and put out a quite varied melodic rock album each time we do one. And I think Tony's a great songwriter and he's come up with 11 great songs again. And the album's called Escape from the Shadow Garden. And make of that what you will, people. But it's great artwork, great songs, and I'm very proud of everything we do. And I love working with Tony and Magnum. And it's been my life all these years. And 19 albums later, here we are. Great.
Well, I mean, you are just so consistent with the stuff that you guys release, you know, and it's been a highly anticipated, I would strongly say, by people, this album. I've certainly been looking forward to it, and as regular listeners know only too well, with my opinion, that I tell it like it is, and I absolutely love it. I've only had it for 2 or 3 days now, but it has to be said, I've played it to death.
Oh, thank you. Great. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad it's working. Yeah. I mean, the songs are catchy, heavy, rocky, sad, melodic. It's whatever you want it to be. There's something for everybody on a Magnum album, I think, and that's why we get such a diverse audience coming to see us, because of the diversity of the music, I believe, and I think it's appreciated. And we try and please everybody, you know, within our audience. So we just try to do this all over the years and give people value for money and not rip you off and, we ain't going to see them again, you know. So we want people to keep coming back and seeing Magnum, of course we do. So we want to give them the best show we can at the time and hopefully see them in the future. And that's how we've built up our fan base over the years, by giving a good quality performance through songs and visuals, and we use a lot of visuals and lights and backdrops and psychs and stuff. So I think it's good to be, you know, this kind of band and having the audience that we have, and long may that be the case.
It must have been really gratifying, obviously, when you guys split up in, what was it, 95, 96, that when you came back, must be some 13 years ago, the fact that your fans were still there, loyally waiting for you to come back.
I hope, well, it appears to be the case, because when we came back with Breath of Life, that me and Tony recorded, it's Wolverhampton, and we put Magnum back together and we went on tour, and everybody was there. It was like, you know, we hadn't been away really, and it just got better from there, and thank God for that. People didn't forget us, and it's nice to know that people were waiting for us to reform, and it was worth reforming for. But Tony and me are very happy to play to bigger crowds now than we had for a long time. So a lot of interest was building up in expectation of the albums to come, and I hope we haven't let people down, and we pull more people than ever now, and we're doing bigger places, and it's all working very well for Magnum now. But that's down to Tony's songs and just the love of the songs from the fans, and you can't get better than that. It's, you know, it's brilliant, and we're very lucky to have that audience.
Well, obviously, we can't forget your own particular vocal style. Not obviously, you know, you can write the greatest song in the world, but if the vocalist doesn't get up to speed, then it's all to waste. I think.
Right.
I mean, you know, your voice has not changed at all to my ear in all these years. It's still as strong as ever.
Well, Thank you. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Yes. No. I love singing. I've been lucky with my voice over the years, but what keeps my voice going and keeping strong is the intensity and the lyrics, the lyrical content of the songs, and what the songs stand for, and what I'm singing. When I'm in the studio and I'm looking at the words, I go, "How am I going to sing this?" And so I'll sit with Tony, and he'll guide me through the lyrics and what I want here, and I can change my voice through the song, or have a different type of voice on a different type of song. So I'm very malleable, you know. I think I'm good to work with, and what do you want, I'll give it to you, you know. There isn't just one voice here, but I love the words that much that you can hear the emotion in my voice. Indeed. And the honesty of what I'm doing, you know. And I'm not trying to fool anybody. I try and be quite honest and wear my heart on my sleeve, and I think you can hear it in the vocal performance a lot of the times, you know. And it really gets me going. I'm quite an emotional person, especially on stage. And some of the songs I have trouble singing on stage. You know, the lyrics get to me, and the look on people's faces when I'm singing the words to the audience, and the feedback I get, and it really throws me sometimes, you know. And I have to concentrate on singing the song, like L'amour dansant, or you know, When the World Comes Down, or beautiful ballads, and they quite get to me, you know. And the songs on here, they get to me as well. But I mustn't show my emotion too much, because you've got to perform. And it's a good album to sing and play, and there's a lot of melody on the album, lots of different subjects between the songs. And I think it's just a great Magnum album, great artwork, and I think it's a really good package.
Well, I must mention the artwork, because I am really, really pleased to see that Rodney Matthews has once again stepped up to the mark and done a superb album cover.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It's great. I'm not quite sure what it's all about, but it looks fantastic to me. We have the storyteller come back. He's looking a bit sad. He's got his head in his hands. For some reason, he's trying to escape from the Shadow Garden, I guess.
I mean, you can't always understand what Rodney's painting, but it doesn't really matter. Because I've always historically bought a Rodney Matthews calendar for years and years. So
yes. He's done lots of artwork for many bands over the years, and great calendars and posters. And the fans love him. He comes to some of our gigs, and people buy the posters off him. And it's wonderful artwork, so colourful, and it's got a lot of depth as well. It's almost like 3D. It's great. We brought the tree back with lots of question marks hanging as fruit from the album, from the tree. Lots of fruit in the shape of a question mark. You go, oh, questions. So I think it's there to make you think, what's all this about, you know? And whoever looking at it will have a different story, I guess, to tell about what the album cover says. But it's all very good. It's images from old albums, Chase the Dragon and Storyteller's Night. And you put it all together, and it's like the history of Magnum, you know, you're looking at it here, artwork-wise.
Absolutely.
It's great. It's really good to look at. Even better on a full-blown poster.
I was going to say, I mean, there's a real danger, I guess, with releases now that artwork, you know, was in danger sort of dying off. You know, the whole album artwork. Obviously, it's come back, and people are going to they're going to mention vinyl, but obviously, it lends itself. It is that sort of cover to me.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I'm glad you've done this. There was a time when record companies we were with in the past didn't appreciate Rodney's work at all, and they got other people to do artwork for us, which wasn't half as good, you know. But you have to go with, you know, the label at the time.
Indeed.
But now SPV are very good with us, and they like everything that we send across musically and artwork-wise, and they keep out of the way, and they don't bother us too much. But they're very supportive. When the time it comes to promote the album, they're there like a shot, and they're very supportive. And they put out lots of different vinyl album, digipack, jewel case, bonus DVD recorded on the last tour.
Right.
So it's a good package, and they give us Tony total artistic freedom, which wasn't always the case in the past. labels were a bit demanding, you know, the bigger labels then. But it's better the way it works now. It's given Tony more heart to be back in a band and to be with a record company. It's just made him feel a lot more energetic and committed to writing songs for Magnum now, because of the relationship he has with SPV. So it's thanks to them that we're back stronger than ever, really. It's really affected Tony in a big way, and this is why we're still here with this album coming out now. That's the truth of it, really. But at SPV, this wouldn't have been happening, I don't think.
Well, of course, we must mention the fact that you guys are, in fact, heading back on the road, starting, obviously, in April, and doing a proper British tour, as I call it. Yeah, we're coming round, looking forward to it. We're going to rehearse in March. Then we're starting off in Finland on the 7th of April. So we'll get all the gremlins out of the way, and we'll hit the Brook in Southampton. We've got we've done 5 gigs, so we should be bang on by then. And we carry on through to London at Islington Town Hall on the 4th of May. And we haven't played there before. We played the O2 Academy last time in Islington, which is good. Good crowd. But Islington Town Hall sounds more like a Magnum appearance, you know. I think it'll suit the music better, just the atmosphere that we're in the town hall. So that's going to be good. I haven't played there, but I've heard it's a very nice place. I saw it on the TV. Who was playing? I can't remember who was playing there now. There was something on one of the music channels, and I hadn't actually seen the inside of the venue before. It's an interesting looking venue, it has to be said, quite unique.
Okay, great. We'll look forward to going there. Yeah. So, and that'll be our last show in the UK. Then we go off to Germany, Holland, Belgium, and then we're in Germany for 12 shows with a band called Saga from Canada. Yeah. And we're doing like a double header, a co-headline tour with them. So kind of slightly bigger places than we play normally in Germany and themselves. So it's going to help them, both of us, to be in like a bigger auditorium with more people and benefit from that and spread the word by Magnum and by Saga. So we hope to do each other a favour. And it sounds like it works. It's going to work really good, and we know the guys from years ago anyway.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that one as well. That'd be good. And then we've got some festival situation in the summer. We're going to go to Sweden Rock.
Which, of course, is huge.
Yeah, it's a massive festival up in Sweden. We've played it a few times now, lower down the bill, but this time we're actually headlining one of the nights.
Excellent.
Which is great, which is very nice of Sweden Rock to give us that opportunity. Thank you. And we're doing the first night, the Wednesday night of the 4, on the 4th of June, Sweden Rock, we headline that. I believe we've got a festival coming up at Rock and Blues in Derbyshire to be confirmed. And stuff like that, and some more shows during the year to be finalised yet. So it could be quite a busy.
I was going to say quite a busy year planned already, and no doubt I'm guessing that Tony's probably going to start writing straight after again, is he?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised. That seems to be the way he is at the moment. Yeah, I think he gets bored and like, nothing on the telly. I'll go and write a song. And he's got his studio at home, which you puts ideas down on his guitar, and some of it he keeps, but a lot of it he doesn't keep. Oh, no, that's not working. I can do better than that. And that takes time. And so the earlier he starts, the better, the more time he's got to finalise what's going to be on the album. When he brings it in and I hear it for the first time, and he goes, okay, these are the songs, I think. And we put some words, he gives me some words to sing. Not necessarily the finished ones, but some lyrics, so we can go away with some choruses to about 4 or 5 songs.
Right.
And he'll work on those initially and complete those and come back and go, okay, now I know what the album's all about. I know what direction it's going, and I've got the title. And these are the words for some of the songs, and start singing them now, Bob. And I go, oh, yeah, now it makes sense to me. And then I can do my vocal then. And we take it from there, and that's how the album progresses, and that takes probably another 5 months. And then it's ready to mix and then send over to Germany to be released through the factory and the pressing plant and all that. So, yeah, but a year and a half, we do a year and a half between albums and tours. So that's what we're doing at the moment. That's about right at the moment. I think that's a good thing. We can't wait to get back out there again, you know.
Indeed. Well, one thing I must bring up with you, is obviously your solo work. Because, again, I'm a huge fan of the solo stuff you've done, and I'm, fingers crossed, hoping that you're going to do a follow-up to Immortal.
No, it's difficult. I haven't done a solo album in some years now. Sorry, excuse me. The Immortal album, with the last one I did for Frontiers, that was really good with Magnus Carlsen writing all the songs. I enjoyed recording that. But that was at a time when it was okay to do, and there was plenty of space to do it. But now is different. Now is not the time for anything solo-wise. I mean, I'm totally committed to Magnum and Tony, and what's coming up and what's coming up after that. I mean, I go off with Avantasia. I have been off with Avantasia.
I was going to say about Avantasia as well, but you beat me to it.
Okay, well, I've been off with that a couple of times, a couple of world tours, and that's a great thing to do. But only when I'm available. If we're in the studio, then I can only do parts of it, like probably just the European part, which happened in 2008. We were recording the Moon King album, and I hadn't finished my vocals, but the Avantasia tour started, and I did like 2 weeks with it, but then I came straight back to the studio. They went off to Japan and South America and places, and I said goodbye to them and came back to the studio to carry on recording my vocal for the Moon King, which is more important than having fun going around the world with Avantasia. But I've done it twice since then, so it's when I can do it and I'm available. But hopefully it'll happen again in the future, and hopefully we'll be invited, and I'd like to do it again, God willing. That'd be great. But that's as much solo as I am able to do at the moment.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, there's only so much time in the world.
Yeah, and I don't want to spread myself too thin, and I get offers quite often, all the time, come through my manager, Annie, and she has to turn down a lot of things. People go, can we borrow Bob for the track on the album and all that, guest appearance. But it wouldn't be right to go off and do that. It's like, well, I'm in Magnum, I should focus and concentrate on what Tony's trying to do for us.
Of course.
And not be off doing something else, really. It wouldn't be right. So the short answer is it's not wanted at the moment, basically.
But it must be rather pleasing, the fact that people, you are in demand, as it were, even if you don't take them up on the particular offers. The fact that people do want you.
It's nice. It's a nice compliment. It's nice that people want to use my voice and have me on an album and on tours and that. It's very nice. I can't believe it. It's great. But I can't do it. But it's nice to be offered. But I have to say no. I've lost. Never mind.
If I could just take you back to the album before we finish up having a chat.
Yeah.
When I've listened to it over, let's say, the last 2 or 3 days, it's got to be said, my mind keeps changing probably what is my favourite tracks on there. Before we did the interview interview this evening, I'm guessing today it's probably been Too Many Clowns and Burning Rain, but chances are it's probably going to change again tomorrow. What's sort of the standout track for you personally?
Oh, God, well... Yeah, but it's so fresh in my head that they all stand out. I mean, I haven't, lost anything about the songs. I know what you mean, though. Well, for me, standout tracks, apart from Too Many Clowns, rock and roll, about politicians and, not caring about people who put them into power, and once they're in power, then it's like, they break the promises.
Incredibly relevant now.
That was all around the world and this country as well.
Indeed.
With this present government. And the Too Many Clowns running the world, that's the observation on that song, in a rock and roll style. Put me rock and roll voice on, how. Me Muddy Waters. Too Many Clowns stand out. But I could say that about a lot of them, though. Live Till You Die, the first song. Oh, God. I mean, that's basically about child abuse, and there's the lyric there of sacred the one orphan child, destined to collide, always cast aside. So, to me, I see a hand coming out and hitting a child there, and, be quiet, and, the child not being allowed to exist as a person, child abuse. So that's touches on that subject. But others, I mean, another standout track, Unwritten Sacrifice, the second song, that's to do with the tomb of the unknown soldier in battle, any battle, modern day battle anyway. The young men go across and they never come back. The families never see them. The bodies aren't found. They've gone up in a puff of smoke. They've just disintegrated. And who was he? Who were his friends? You know, what's the story of this young man? You know, and all there is just a cross with a helmet on it and a rifle. The tomb of the unknown soldier.
Indeed.
Very sad, but it's quite a standout, epic 7-minute kind of song, which we will be doing on stage. So it's an awful subject, but Tony's musical writing is full of melodies and great sounds and keyboards and rocky guitar, and like you can kind of forget the subject matter and just get absorbed and lost in the music, really. And
well, this is it, because it works on various layers. If I if I'm going to say it, if you just want to have it on as a rock album, it works perfectly. But if you actually want to just actually get into the lyrical content of it, then it takes it to a completely different level altogether.
That's right. It depends on the listener, of course, and what they're into. But yes, I mean, there's up-tempo dancing stuff on the album. There's ballads. There's heavy tracks on there. But we kind of fit into the middle section of rock, I think, and that's because of the album's always so varied. But I think we pull a cross section of rock fans, not one extreme or another. You know.
I think that's a very fair point.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and I think that's why we fit in the midstream of rock, and we vary to the left or the right, heavy or light, and I think that reflects in the audience that comes to see us. We get all sorts of people: young children, older people, whole families, young ladies, old blokes, my age, suits, denim, jackets, ripped jeans, I don't know, all sorts of people, and it's the music that attracts them and joins them all together on that one night, which was the subject matter of a song on Chase the Dragon called Sacred Hour, which is the gathering of the fans in one place for that hour or hour and a half, one sacred hour. And that's still happening, even today, and more, and we get lovely people come and see us. So it seems to be still working, and we touch people's hearts and minds. It's good. I think music should have something to say, but also be entertaining at the same time.
Absolutely.
And you can just have a jig around if you're fed up with the word, you can't hear it singing or something.
Well, obviously, so and it's great that we've got more young people still coming to shows as well. I mean, that's good, Because, it's easy for the press to, throw these stones and say, oh, well, rock's dead and this, that. I don't think so at all. Far from it at the moment.
No, that's rubbish, no. No, rock is very alive, believe me. I know it. I know what's going on. And I've talked to a lot of people in the business band, young bands, and young bands are coming in more and more because of the classic rock bands,
of course,
from years ago. And it's like, oh, okay, and I'm going to... They follow that path. So it's all coming back around, but with younger bands. But the older bands are still there, of course. We're one of them. Because the people have come back bigger and bigger, and it's getting played more. And good for classic rock, good for us. Great. It's good for people's souls and, peace of mind that this music is still available and it's getting more popular by the day. Great.
Absolutely.
I love it, and I'm in a very happy place at the moment. Yeah, it wasn't always like that in the 90s, but it's coming back now, stronger. Great. Good for us. Good for you, Bob, people.
All I'm going to say is I've taken up more than enough of your time. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on, personally, because I say, as you've probably gathered, I'm a huge fan of not only Magnum, but your Sailor stuff as well, and what is the absolute masterclass skill of Tony Clarkin.
Oh, great name. Yeah, I love working with the guy. He's such a good producer. What a great guitarist and a great songwriter. Yeah, you don't get to work with many people like this in your life, so I'm hanging on to him. We get on great, and we ain't finished yet, believe me.
Great stuff.
All right.
Bob, thank you very, very much indeed. I say all the best success with the album, and I hope the tour also is another great success for you guys.
Thank you very much. That's very nice of you to say so. Thank you, people, and hopefully see you on tour. Come and see us. You might like it.
Lovely. Cheers, Bob.
Thank you, mate. Bye-bye then.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now. Bye.